Goes at Full Moon Yoga. Tonight's class is going to be a beginner style class, beginner level. Some poses I may offer some modifications for advanced practitioners. If you want to try that, feel free. But I want you to really focus tonight on what feels good to you. So don't come out tonight and feel like you have to impress anybody with your yoga skills. I just want you to kind of settle into yourself and listen to your body, listen to what your body is telling you, and do whatever feels right. So on that note, I would love to get started. Let's go ahead and sit on our towels in an easy seated position, and I'm going to adjust my music. Can you guys in the back hear me okay? You cannot hear me back there? No? No? Okay. Let me see how loud I can get my mic. I'm going to try not to... How's that? Is that better? Yeah? How about over there? Good? Angie, can you guys hear me back there? Better? A little bit better? Okay. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know. It sounds really loud to me. I sound really obnoxious to myself. It's loud. All right, guys. So starting in an easy seated position. Where's my list? I'm going to turn the music up a little bit as we get started. And comfortably seated can mean one or two or three different things, depending on where you are. You may want to sit just with crossed legs. You may prefer legs out in front. You may prefer to sit in a chair if you have one. You may even prefer to lay down, and that's fine too. If you want to take it up a notch, you can come into half lotus and tuck one heel into your hip crease, which is going to help open up the hips a little bit. Full lotus if you're feeling even a little bit stronger tonight. You can come here, not pushing ourselves to do any of these poses. Starting off class very gently, so get comfortable in your seat and take the hands down to the knees, palms facing up. We want to sit up nice and tall. Think about opening up your chest. We want to keep that chest open the entire class. Think about your light shining from your chest. You're being open to give out that light and to receive light as well. So let's go ahead and close our eyes and start to slow the breath. Think big inhales, big, long, slow exhales. Tonight we focus on being calm, finding bliss, finding inner peace and inner truth. Focus on the sound of the water, the sound of your breath. Try to match those up. Consciously relax through the shoulders. Think about rolling the shoulders down and back and lifting that chest open a little bit more, keeping the eyes closed for just a few more moments. With the eyes still closed, take the right hand to your chest and the left hand down to your belly. Feel the breath coming in to fill your lungs. Feel your belly expand as you exhale the air out. Think about breathing in good blue energy light and exhale anything negative that's hanging around in there. Two more just like that. Taking the hands back down to the knees this time, palms facing down, hopefully starting to find a little bit of relaxation. Tonight we're focusing on, there's 7 energies, sources of energy throughout the body. In yoga we refer to them as chakras. And tonight we're focusing on the throat chakra. Obviously mine is not clear because I cannot talk tonight. What that means basically is we're going to open up, we're going to do some poses that are going to open up through the neck. And what we want to do is really think about releasing our inner voice and remember going back to that being true, finding our true expression. So with that note, we're going to start by just stretching through the neck a little bit. Let's go ahead and take the head back, taking the eyes up towards the sky. Feeling a nice big stretch through the front of the neck. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, we're going to take the chin down to the chest. And go nice and slow here. Be very gentle with yourself. And inhale back to center. Taking the head over to the right, gazing over the right shoulder. Inhale or exhale back to center. Other side. So when we do these neck stretches, we don't want to strain the neck. We want to just push very, very gently to get a nice, good feel. We don't want any pain through the back of the spine. Come back to center. From here, we're going to roll the head all the way around. Making a nice, big, slow circle. Letting any tension come out of the shoulders and the spine. It's where we hold a lot of our stress. Let's get rid of that stress. Once you come to the top, I'm going to slowly change direction, circle the neck in the opposite way. You may feel some cracks and kinks working themselves out. Perfectly okay. Just be very gentle. This is why we go slow. And stopping at the top. Again, conscious of rolling those shoulders down and back, keeping that chest shining open. Inhale, the arms come all the way up. Reaching the fingers together, reach as high as you can for the sky. Continue to have those shoulders down and back, so you should feel maybe a little bit of a stretch through the shoulder blades in the back here. Keeping the belly pulled in nice and tight so our core is pulled in. We're going to exhale the right hand down and the left hand is going to reach further over. So you can keep the palm down on the towel or sand, or you can take it even a little bit deeper, bringing the forearm down. If you go for the deeper stretch, just be conscious to keep that left hip down on the sand. And if I say right and you go left, that's totally okay. Inhale back on up. Switching sides, take the opposite arm overhead. And here we want to keep our chest square, so we're not opening up. We want to stay, our chest stays forward, our hips stay forward. And we're just bending through the side, opening up our spine. And come back to center. Taking the arms behind you, interlace the fingers, open up that chest even a little bit more, drop the head back. Slowly exhale, folding forward, bringing those arms with you, bringing the forehead down towards your towel. And then slowly come back on up. Let's release the legs if you have them crossed. Take them out straight in front and give them a nice little wiggle. So we're gonna shake, shake, shake here. Good job. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, keeping your back nice and flat. So we're reaching forward. This is the beginning of our practice. Maybe some of you have done some other stretching today. I personally have not. So don't worry about how far you are here. We'll do this again at the end of class, and I guarantee you'll be able to stretch a little bit further next time. So if your hands are on your shins, that's okay. If your hands are on your toes, that's okay too. I just don't want you to force it and roll yourself forward, because what you're doing there is you're squishing your lungs, you're squishing your core, and we want everything to remain open tonight. So reach only where you can still breathe and lift your chest comfortably. Hold here. Slowly start to roll on up one vertebrae at a time. Take your time coming out of this pose, really being gentle with the spine. We're going to go ahead and take it to a kneeling position. Everyone feeling okay so far? Feeling a little bit loose? We're getting there, right? I didn't mention before, the fire may seem small. Just wait until the end of class. Our fireman Ken over here is going to blow it up. Keeping it low for the smoke right here. So from here, guys, we're going to go ahead and work our way into camel pose. Now, camel can be a physically and emotionally challenging pose for some of us. So that's okay. Don't push yourself any further than what feels good for your body and your heart. We're going to start by placing the hands on the lower spine. Fingertips are facing down, like so. I'm not going to keep my back to you, that would be rude. But the hands are placed right there, and you want to push the energy into the lower spine so that you're taking the hips forward. And this may be as far as you are going to go tonight, and that is perfectly okay. A lot of people are going to stop right here. Perfect, that's okay. If you feel okay here and you want to open up a little bit more, push the hips further back and bring the head back, and your gaze comes up towards the sky. This is where it can start to feel vulnerable. You're opening up that throat chakra, that series of energies right there. When it opens up, some people can get a little bit anxious feeling, and if you start to feel that way, simply come back on up to center, no big deal. Continue to breathe, do not hold your breath here. On your next inhale, come on back to center. Sink the hips back and down, knees come wide, child's pose. So what we're doing here is we're taking the spine in a reverse position. Finding that mobility in our spine, that flexibility, that fluidness that sometimes we lose as we tighten up through the day. Roll back on up. Walk the hands in. Knees come slightly forward together. Back on up to kneeling. This time we take the hands to the low back. You can stay right there. Here's our modification. This is our beginner pose. You want to take it up a little bit further. Circle the right hand all the way back, and you're going to reach the right hand for the right heel. And then you dip your head back, and you can release the left arm and bring it up. Half camel pose. You're welcome to bring that arm even a little bit further back, but again, if that feels too far, then stay exactly where it feels comfortable for you. Continue to breathe. Slowly come back to center. We're going to take the opposite hand to the other side. So circle the left hand up and the hand to heel. Right hand comes up. Half camel, other side. And remember that you can always stay right up in the center with the hands on the hips. And if that's too much, if you've got knees that need a little bit of extra love, then you can always take the hips back down to the ground and come to child's pose anytime. Inhale, come back on up. Take the knees wide, child's pose. We'll do one more round after this. Stretching those hands forward to get a nice big stretch through the spine and the shoulders. Slowly walk those hands back on up. We have one more round of camel pose. And this time we're going to take the option to go to full camel. So slightly bring the knees back on in. Come on up. Inhale, that right hand comes back. We reach for the right heel. The left hand stretches up, or we stay with hands on the low back. You can stay here, or you can go for full camel and sweep the left arm down, reaching the left hand to the left heel. Dropping the head even further back. Push the hips forward, push the chest open. Inhale, we're going to sweep the left arm up. Use that core to pull yourself back on up, and we come back to center. How'd we do? Everyone all right? Take the left arm up, reach for the left heel. You can hang out here. You can bring the right arm up. You can bring the right arm back. Whatever you feel is good for your body at this time and place. Each time may be different. And then slowly release the right hand, bringing all the way back up. Use that core. Knees come wide, hips come down. Child's pose. Release that breath. Hold here for just a few more breaths. Slowly starting to lift the chest. We're going to plant the hands into the towel or the sand. We're going to tuck the toes, and we're going to push the hips all the way up, coming into down dog. So start to pedal the feet out here, warming up the calves, the hamstrings, wiggling through the hips a little bit. Have a little bit of playfulness here. You don't have to be static. You don't have to be... Sorry for the static. Slowly start to walk the hands back towards the feet. So now we're in a nice forward fold. In our forward fold, your hands may want to be on your shins. You may want fingertips down on the sand, or you may even want to take palms down. All depends on the stretch that you feel through the back of your legs. And think about dropping the head, the crown of the head down towards the sand so that you feel that stretch all the way from the base of your neck, rolling down through the spine and all the way down through the back of the legs. Let your torso hang here so that gravity is doing the stretching for you. Slowly start to roll all the way up, going nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time, so that your head and neck is last to come up. Take your time here. I don't want anyone getting lightheaded after being upside down. Bring the feet together. We're going to work our way through a moon salutation series. So many of us are familiar with sun salutations. Well, tonight we're saluting the moon and the energy that comes with it. So we're going to inhale, the arms come all the way up. Reach the arms together at the top, point the fingers way up towards the sky, but roll those shoulders down and back. And we're going to roll over to one side, reaching the arms, keeping the chest and the hips square to the front. So in other words, we're not opening up, we want to stay in one nice parallel line. Big stretch here. Hold. Continue to breathe. Let's not hold the breath in these positions. Inhale back up to center. From here, we're going to step, whichever direction you just turned, we're going to step the same foot out, coming into goddess pose. So that means the feet are going to be really nice and wide enough that when we bend the legs down, they're not going to go past the ankles. So you can start to come on down, hands are up here, we come on down to goddess, but just know that if you need to step the feet a little bit further apart, that's perfectly fine, so that we want to make sure we're protecting those knees and ankles. So we're going to hang out here for just a few. Touch those thumbs right to your chest. Push those palms together to engage the arms, pull the belly in, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. You guys look so great. From here, we're going to inhale the arms all the way up, straighten through the legs. The right foot, if you turn to the left, the right foot's going to come straight ahead, left foot points this way. So our feet are perpendicular, the heel is in line with the back arch. We take those arms apart and we come on down for triangle. Now your triangle, your hand can be placed on the leg. We just don't want to place it on the kneecap. Okay, so if you want to come up higher, you can put it on your thigh. You can try the shin, or you can come all the way down to the ground. Remembering that every person has their own placement. One more big breath here. As we exhale, we're going to take the hands to either side of the front foot, and we're going to turn that back foot forward about 45 degrees, and then we forward fold over the front leg to come into pyramid pose. Feeling a stretch through that front hamstring, maybe all the way down through the calves, maybe feeling some side stretch too. One more big deep inhale. Exhale, we're going to turn the back foot onto the toes, and we're going to bend the front knee and drop the back knee, coming into crescent lunge. Let those toes release so that the top of the foot is resting in the sand. And then here, you're going to push those hips forward. Make sure that your front foot is pretty sturdy in the sand so we're not rolling that knee. And you can keep the fingertips down here if that feels good for you. Or if you want, you can always take them all the way on up, reaching for the sky. Maybe exhale, bring the hands down behind the back. Interlace the fingers, opening up that chest again. Drop the head, opening up the throat. Exhale, release the hands. From here, we're going to tuck the back toes. We're going to step it on up and roll forward into a wide leg forward fold. So we walk the hand center, both toes turn forward. And we're going to step the feet in just a little bit. Usually we can kind of walk them in, but in the soft sand, it's not as graceful, right? We just step them on in. And then let the head fall down towards the sand. Again, letting gravity do the work. From here, we're going to place the hands in front of us on the sand. Slightly roll the toes out, and we're going to drop the hips coming into Malasana. Okay, so this pose can look different for everybody. You may be more up here, maybe you don't drop all the way. That's okay. Your feet may be closer, they may be further, and you may need to adjust. So find your placement. Maybe the heels are not flat, and that's okay too, but the beauty about doing yoga in the sand is you can dig your toes in deeper. It feels like your heels are touching, even if they're not. Down dog's way easier, the soft sand. Same as this one. When you get to this pose, this is a great pose to practice for anyone that sits for long periods of time. It's a really good hip opener, especially us women. We hold a lot of our emotions and stress in our hips. So it's a great way to release some of that stress. Even if it's uncomfortable, I encourage you to practice this every single day. Easier said than done. Hands come back down. Toes point forward, and we come back slowly to a wide leg forward fold. My microphone does not like me being upside down, so I apologize for the static. From here, we're going to walk the hands all the way over to the opposite side. We turn now our opposite leg is going to be the front leg. We turn those toes forward, we turn the back toes, and we drop that back knee, bending the front, coming into crescent lunge. So we're reversing the flow on the other side. Push those hips down towards the sand. Keep the fingertips down on the sand until you feel a nice steady position. And you may stay here the whole time. That's perfectly fine. If that fingertip or those runner's lunge fingers assist you, if you want to take it up a notch. Inhale, the arms come all the way up. We reach for the sky. We push the hips down a little bit further, a little bit deeper. Roll those shoulders down and back. Let's make sure we're not shrugging up. We're releasing the tension. Gazes up towards the sky. From here, we have the option to sweep the arms down behind your back. Interlace the fingertips and open up the chest. Drop the head back. Open up the heart. One more big breath here. As you exhale, release those hands. Place those hands on either side of the front foot. We're going to take that back foot and place it at a 45-degree angle, straighten the front leg. We come into pyramid pose. You may need to adjust the feet as we dig into the sand. Have a nice firm placement on each foot, and then forward fold over that front leg. Continue to breathe here, feeling that stretch through the back of the leg, maybe stretching through the spine as well. From here, we're going to take the right hand to the inside of the right foot. For me, it's right. For you, it might be left. And then we're going to turn the back toe so that it's at a 90-degree angle instead of a 45. And then we open up the other arm, the top arm opens up. Now we're back in triangle on the opposite side. You're pushing those hips back. You're reaching that top arm for the sky. And again, your triangle pose, your hand may be up on your leg. Just make sure it's not on your knee. You can be down on your shin, or it can be all the way down. Taking it back up to center. Pull your core in for this one. You can bend that front leg if you need to. As we come up, we're going to turn. Both toes are now facing out. We inhale, the arms come up. And we exhale down to goddess pose. Making sure the knees are not too close together or not too far over those feet. So our ankles are nice and protected, our knees are protected, our palms are pushed against each other, and our shoulders are rolled down and back. Pull that core in. Get comfy. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Poses to do in the soft sand. You don't need to push your feet further, right? We're going to inhale, straighten up those legs. Oh, stepping the feet together, bring the arms together as well. We roll over to the opposite side. Remember that our chest and our hips are facing the front. Our hips and the chest are square to the front. We're not opening up and twisting the spine. We're twisting through the side body. And then we inhale back up to center, stretching tall for the sky. Roll those shoulders down and back. Placing the feet, adjusting as needed if we're standing on any lumps and bumps. Dig those heels in so you have a nice firm ground. You can stay right here, or you can try to take it back for a little mini back bend. If you want to take an arch through the back, bring the arms overhead, take your gaze up with it. Opening up that throat. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands come down by the sides, palms facing forward. Nice and relaxed shoulders here, opening up that chest. Take a moment to close your eyes. Two more breaths here. Opening up the eyes. Soften through the knees. We're going to inhale. The arms come all the way up. And we exhale, forward fold. Letting the knees bend slightly in our forward fold. We want to really drop that chest and let the head hang heavy so that the crown of the head is facing down towards the sand. And shake your head very gently side to side, saying no. Slowly inhale, halfway rise, taking the hands to the legs, straighten through the back. And then exhale, forward fold. From here, we're going to bend the knees, and we're going to come all the way down, lifting the heels, coming into a toe stand. So we hover here. We have the legs pulled together, the knees are together. This is one that's not so easy to balance in the soft sand, so I challenge you to try. You can always keep the fingertips down on the ground. Modification, you can also just come to kneeling, okay? If this is too much in the soft sand, perfectly okay. From here, maybe inhale, the arms come all the way up. Squeeze those legs together to help with the balance, and then bring the hands down to the heart center. Pull that belly button in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Don't hold your breath here. The key to holding balance is to find that nice, deep, slow breath. Hold one more breath. And exhale, roll it back to seated. Now you can have fun with that one, right? Or if you're already sitting, that's fine too. So from here, let's try a forward fold stretch one more time. Reaching the toes nice and long. Sitting up tall and rolling those shoulders down and back. Inhale, the arms come all the way up. Exhale, keeping a nice flat back, forward fold. Remember, keeping room for the lungs, room for the organs inside. rooms to breathe through our belly. Are we able to get a little bit further this time than last time? I am. Those hamstring stretches. Good. Hold here for just a few breaths. As you exhale, think about melting maybe just a little bit further down. Each inhale, breathing in, exhale, drop everything and melt a little bit lower. And then slowly, slowly, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, making sure that our head and neck are the last to come all the way up. Roll the shoulders down and back a couple times. Great job. Let's take the soles of the feet together, coming into butterfly pose. So we want to bring the bottom of the feet touching, and then we want to pull the heels in as close as we can. And you can have an option to put a little bit of pressure on the knees if you want to stretch through those hips. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Don't push hard on those knees. And one's hips are popping out on me tonight, right? So very gently you can do that. And then once you feel like you're in a good position, release those hips, wrap the fingers around the toes, and inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Again, reaching the belly up over the feet. So we're not just crunching down, we want to keep that chest open. Slowly take it back on up. Hips should feel nice and stretched now. Open up those legs, come back out in front center. This time we're going to lift the right leg and we're going to take it on the opposite side of the right foot and place it on the opposite side of the left leg. Opening up nice and tall. Here I want you to hug that knee. So really wrap, try to get the elbows around that knee, hug it right in. If you want to take it even deeper, feel free to lift that foot off the ground. You're going to feel a nice big stretch right through here. If lifting it is too much, then leave it down on the sand, that's fine. As we do this, we don't want to go too far back, especially if you're on an incline. We might roll into water. And if you did lift the foot, then go ahead and place it back on down. We're going to release that hug, and we're going to inhale. The left arm comes up, and we're going to twist it over, taking the left elbow to the outside of the right knee, twisting through the spine, and your back hand can use your back hand to push yourself up a little bit taller. Inhale back to center. Go ahead and reach both hands around that right foot and then push that foot forward. Trying not to lean back too far. So often we want to go like this and make it a little bit easier. Keep the shoulders down and back and keep the chest lifted, and then reach the foot forward. And it's okay if it's bent. You don't have to have a straight leg here. Just reach as far as you can. Slowly release that leg, bring it down. Taking the leg out straight, inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Keeping a nice straight back. And then slowly rolling it up, one vertebrae at a time. Head comes up last. The left foot lifts and plants on the outside of the right leg. Wrap those arms around the knee, opposite elbow on top of what it was last time, and you pull that knee in towards your chest but without rolling back. So sit up nice and tall, hug that knee, give that knee some love, and if it feels okay, lift that foot up off the ground to stretch a little bit deeper. Feeling a nice stretch here in your glutes. Breathe here, just a few more breaths. And then releasing that leg. Drop that foot back down. If you lifted it, release the arms. We're going to inhale the right arm up this time and exhale for the twist, using the back arm to push yourself up a little bit taller. Slowly exhale, coming back to center. Releasing the arms and wrap both hands around the toes and stretch that foot forward, trying not to lean back too far. Knee does not have to be straight, or the leg does not have to be straight. It does not have to be high in the air. Just get that stretch through the bottom of the leg. If you're reaching far enough, you may even feel a stretch through the back of the arm. An option here, if that's too far to reach for the foot, take the hands to the bottom of the leg. That's okay too, like half. You can pull it up there. Slowly release that foot all the way down. From here, we're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. We're getting even deeper now into the stretch. From here, we're going to roll it up, one vertebrae at a time, and we're going to take it all the way down to our backs. So slowly, once you reach your seated position, go ahead and roll. Continue rolling one vertebrae at a time. You may need to move your seat around in the sand. Dig in where you need to. Make sure it's comfy, and then roll all the way down. Being very gentle with the spine. Lowering the hands down to the sand. Let's go ahead and hug those knees into the chest. Drop the left knee down, the left leg down to the ground, and taking the right knee bent, take it over to the left side, and reach the right arm out to the right, keeping the right shoulder down on the sand, twisting through the spine. Continue breathing here as you hold. Deepen through the stretch as you exhale. Slowly inhale, coming back to center. Hug both knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around those shins. Nice big hug. Exhale, release the right leg down. Keep the left knee bent. From here, take that left knee over to the right side. Take the left arm out to the left, keeping that left shoulder down on the ground. Remembering that as we exhale, we sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. Slowly in. Again, wrap those arms around the shin. On your next exhale, we're going to release the legs, let them come out straight. Big full body stretch. Arms come overhead, feet reach long. And we reach in opposite direction. Roll on over to our bellies. So using our hands to get us there. Take your time, flip on over. So we bring the belly to the sand. Taking the hands or arms down to the sand and the hands planted down, we're going to take it to a Sphinx pose. So that means we're just going to lift up through the forearms slightly. We want to make sure that we're not hunching the shoulders like this, right? So we want to be up here. The chest is open, our gaze is up. Maybe we can take the head back a little bit further, going a little bit deeper into opening up through the throat. From here, we exhale, lower everything down, releasing the arms, head comes down to the hands. Inhale, placing the forearms back to the sand, lift back on up. Exhale, lower down, bringing the opposite cheek to the hands. Inhale, coming back to center, planting the hands this time. Instead of Sphinx and the forearms, we're going to push a little bit further, taking it into Cobra. So the elbows are still bent, they're close by the sides. Maybe, if that's too much for you, you can stay back down in Sphinx, or you can even keep your head down on your hands if you prefer. Lifting up as much as you can, opening that chest, dropping the shoulders, gazes up towards that sky. Exhale, roll it down, keep the hands right where they are. Forehead comes down to the sand. Inhale, push back on up. Exhale, lower down. Forehead down to the floor for sand. One more time, inhale up. Make sure those shoulders are not shrugging, the shoulders should be down. And exhale, lower down. Releasing those hands down by your side. Give your arms a little rest. Palms are facing up. Bring the cheek down towards the towel or sand. Slowly placing the hands by your sides. We're going to use those hands to help us flip back over so that we're back on our back. Find a nice comfortable position, digging into the sand as you need. We want no lumps under the shoulders, no lumps under the feet. Stretch the feet nice and long. Big arms overhead stretch. Exhale, release the legs, bring the hands down by the sides, palms facing up. We have made it to final Shavasana. So let your bodies melt into the sand. Finding nice deep, slow breath, close your eyes. Relax and listen to the sound of the waves. Feel the nice cool breeze. If you're close, maybe the warmth of the fire.
Do you remember when you looked in the water and saw your reflection, the embers? They drew out a map and they showed you direction, your sender. It's far in the east where your heart is at peace when you enter. My love is just a reminder, find the center.
I'll be coming around with some essential oil spray. If you prefer not to have any, please place one hand over your heart, and I will be sure to skip over.
is just a reminder, find your center. Well, help me recall that first morning, sunlight at dawn, and cracks on the floor, well, it served as a warning. Everything's changing, all rearranging, so familiar, so amazing. Hopped in the car, drove through the mountains, cows in the street, prayer be to account, and there was the river, eternal giver, flowing forever. Remember, find your center. My love is just a reminder, find your center. My love is just a reminder. My love is just a reminder, find your center. My love is just a reminder. Your way, colors start to fade. Take a look within, find your offering. Hold it to the sun, let your spirit run. Remember, find the center. My love is just a reminder, find your center. My love is just a reminder.
Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and toes, coming up to, you're rolling on over to your right side. And take a few breaths there before you come all the way up to seated. Once you feel ready, join me in a comfortably seated position. You can have legs crossed, you can have legs out straight. Time to take those ponytails out if you want. Relax. Let's inhale, the arms come all the way up. Exhale, the hands come down to the heart. Let's place the thumbs right up against the chest, hand to heart connection. Close your eyes as we wind down our full moon yoga class. Take a moment to scan your body, breathing in the light and the energy. And if there's any areas of you that need a little bit extra love, maybe put your focus there as you have these last few big inhales. We did a lot of opening with our throat tonight, a lot of heart openers. You may have some emotions building up, coming out, and that's okay. That's what we're here for. We want to release those emotions, breathing in all of the good and exhaling all of the bad, leaving anything here on the beach that needs to be left behind, making room for good and light to enter in. As we open our eyes, we see this gorgeous full moon before us. I am grateful for the beautiful weather we had tonight, and I'm grateful for each and every single one of you for coming out to join me in practice. Thank you so much for coming. Namaste. Stick around, we're going to make that fire roar.